Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight we're talking about your consultations. And one of the great things about Clio Grow or other intake softwares is that we can keep all of the information that we collect on our potential new clients in one place, right? And everyone can access it and they know where it's going to be housed, and the attorneys can look at it before the consultation, or the staff can look at it when they're putting in notes and following up with people. So it's a real nice place to collect all of that information that we have on potential new clients, so that of course we can use it once we are hired by that client as well. And so it's really a great feature. However, there are lots of attorneys in this world that don't feel comfortable using software in that consultation. So for example, maybe they don't feel comfortable with the software itself. They just don't have a lot of use for it or practice with it. Maybe they are fine with the software, but they don't like having a computer between them and their potential new client. Some people feel like that ruins the rapport or gets in the way of the relationship that you're trying to build and the conversation that you're trying to have. And so a lot of people do prefer to take notes on a piece of paper, or reference notes on a piece of paper in that consultation. Now, of course, as more consultations are moving towards Zoom and online consultations, maybe this becomes less of an issue. But especially when we're talking about in-person consultations, this sometimes can be a challenge for some attorneys. And so I wanted to show you something that we came across lately that I think is going to make that a lot easier, right? So if you're not interested or not wanting to, for whatever reason, bring a computer into, or a tablet into the consultation, then here is another alternative for you. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do. If we head over to our Clio Grow screen, we will see, hopefully, yep. Oh, there we are, live on Instagram. When we look at our Clio Grow screen, we can see our client here, Ms. Angelina Jolie. She has a challenge, right? She's come to us. She's coming in for her consultation, and we want to make sure that this attorney is prepared going into this consultation. Maybe they have time ahead of time to review things. Maybe they don't. But we do want to make sure that they're taking in at least the notes from this file, right? Which I've placed under notes, of course. And then also it would probably be helpful to have the answers that Angelina gave us in her intake form, right? And so here's what I'm going to recommend. If we just came over to this screen and went to our browser and clicked on File and clicked on Print, when we print that browser screen, it does not look pretty, right? Doesn't matter what browser you're in, any way you look at it, this is not pretty. This is usually not very helpful. It's really hard to read. It's really hard to figure out what I'm looking at. You'll see eventually we get to our notes down here, but then we've got notes again down here, and it's just not helpful in my opinion. So please don't do that. Please don't print directly from your browser screen like that. Instead, what I would encourage you to do is, if I highlight, and again, instead of just printing this whole screen in my browser, if I highlight just the text that's in the notes, right? And then I have the option to right click on that, and I have the option to print. When you do that, I'll click on the print here, and you'll see it is formatted much more nicely, right? Now, this is something that I can reference, I can read, I can see, I can take in with me to the consultation. This is a document that's going to be really helpful for me, right? But as you'll see, it doesn't necessarily identify what file it came from, what consultation it's for, anything like that. So that's where I think the form comes in handy, right? Having her answers to that intake form. So I can go ahead and, of course, print this right from my printer if I want to. The next thing, though, that I'm going to go ahead and print is I'm going to click on Files, and if I have an intake form, I'm going to go ahead and find that intake form, and I'm going to download that real quick and pull that up on our screen to look at here. So the intake form is coming out with all of her questions and answers, right? But up here at the top, it tells me the client's name very, very evidently, right? It also shows me what matter she's here for. So this, I think, could be really useful as well. So next time you're going into a consultation, if you decide that you would, of course, like all the information in the notes and all the information from that form, But again, printing it off of Clio Grow directly is not giving you the results that you're looking for. I would highly recommend downloading this form and printing it, and then coming over to notes, and again, just highlighting the text of these notes, right-clicking and saying print, and that's going to format them a lot easier to see and read so that you can now take those into your consultation. So I would love to hear what you think. Have you tried this before? Are you taking notes into the consultation? What's the easiest thing for you in lieu of actually bringing a computer, a laptop, or a tablet of some type into the consultation? Has this worked for you? You want to give it a try? We'd love to hear how things are going for you. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. Have a great evening.